Hello and welcome to my homestead. A homestead is a new housing feature in Guild Wars 2 Jantier Wilds expansion. We're going to talk about MMOs, so I thought it's best to do from an MMO. That makes sense, right? This is a character that I owned for 12 years now, by the way. Her 12-year-old birthday was recently, so I thought that was the absolutely perfect choice for the conversation at hand. So you know how sometimes you will see negative reviews for games with ridiculous amount of hours played? I'm here to explain the phenomena a little bit and to add why such a playstyle will likely leave you with the most involved with the game, the community, and give you the most memories to bring forth in your life. Let me start with a small comparison. Let's compare MMOs with a theme park. There are people that visit a singular theme park maybe once or twice in their life. Let's call them the tourists. Said person looks around, eats from a food stall, tries a ride or two. They don't exhaust what a theme park has to offer and they won't be back for more. People that invest maybe 20-30 hours into an MMO with their friends and then hop to another game fit this category. So do MMO reviewers. Now, don't get me wrong. What MMO reviewers do is the only thing that they can do, considering that their channel is built upon reviewing many MMOs. But even if you dedicate your whole work week for a whole month to any one MMO, that's only 160 hours, and is the equivalent to seeing a little bit of a theme park. Perhaps you'll get through the whole leveling experience, but you won't be there to do the endgame things. Nor will you stick around for long enough to meet the community and figure out how it ticks. Side note, but if you're looking for a YouTube channel that aims to capture a small window into the game's community, rather than just mechanics, check out Fry Games. They mostly explore dead games that are not MMOs, but they felt too good not to mention. Next group would be the people that are determined to exhaust the theme park. Maybe they'll get a year's pass. Maybe they'll go in until they have tried every single ride in the park. They notice the other park goers that seem to be frequenting the park at the same times that they are. Maybe they form a friendship or two. But when they're bored, they simply move on. After all, there's so many parks out there with something to offer. Players like these invest a sizable chunk of their life into a singular MMO, perhaps 500 hours or more. They finish the leveling, they explore at least some of the endgame, they get bored, they rotate off the game. But they tend to return once either a new expansion drops or once sufficient time has passed for there to be significant amount of new content for them to explore. Let's call them MMO nomads. And the last category would be the veterans of theme parks. They have a year's pass every year. They tried every ride and then some. They meet with their buddies to eat their work lunch in their favorite food stall in the park. They have opinions on rides that stood in the place of the current rides years before. Remember when is a sentence that will often haunt their mouth. They know many others that are exactly like them and have both positive and negative opinions on said park goers. They can remember spats from years ago and either laugh about it or hold grudges. Their opinions are colored through years of experience that has jaded them enough to not recognize what the tourists or the nomads see when they stare at a new ride that they are yet to experience. Honestly, want to know an MMO? Really know an MMO? Then wake up one day with a conviction to make one MMO your home for the next 2 years of regular lifespan of an expansion or more. This will be the primary game that you will play after work. You will come home and you'll log in as close to daily as possible. Sometimes there will be an important event and you'll leave the game for a week or so, but you will always be back. Make it a habit. Make connections. Play at similar times, no matter what your time falls when it comes to the activity of the MMO. If you're a night player, for example, then that way you'll meet other night players. If you're a morning player, then you'll meet other morning players. Take note of the names that stand out to you day in and day out, and you're bound to see a pattern of other people playing at the same times as you, and as often as you do. Approach them. Join a guild. Join a community. MMOs tend to have repetitive content. No matter if it is player versus player fights, dungeons that you need to do weekly or daily for some sort of currency, raids, or just open world enemy killing runs that you would do in order to get some sort of item or ingredient. Figuring out what kind of repetitive content other players that you just met and joined are doing and join in. Keep on joining in said content. It will go from being new and novel to frustrating when a new person fails the mechanics, to just being a pastime to do with your friends, where you can reduce your brain activity, as this content to you is now merely muscle memory, and discuss how everyone's day is going and what you're most looking forward to. In no time, you'll start experiencing a wave of emotions, from being excited for whatever new content gets released for the game, to the dreaded remember when statements. Remember when this class was actually good. Remember when this content was actually hard. Remember when everyone was doing this one farm together. You will in turn become one of those jaded veterans. Sure, wasting your time on something that just gives you negative emotions is not wise, which is why I would recommend leaving when the MMO starts getting under your skin. But unless you're willing to give it enough time to do so, you will miss why so many other players love the genre so much. It is not really a genre about controls, the early quests, or the crafting, as it is about the sum of the journey in itself. And you're not going to see this journey unless you do spend the years journeying it. But on the upside, when you finally had enough, when you step away, no matter temporarily or permanently, you will carry those moments with you. The time when you achieved an impressive win, the time when your social group fell apart, the time when someone that lives far away from you was a major part of your social circle. It is what makes the genre so incredibly precious. Now, currently, I'm doing just that myself. I've been all three of these roles. In some games, I was merely a tourist. In other games, I played as a nomad for some MMOs. I have occupied the role of a veteran in an on and off intervals. I made a conscious decision to renew my Guild Wars 2 veteran status, and it's now been close to half a year since I also decided to invest myself seriously into the social circle. Since then, I cleared some raids, met awesome people, did hard jumping puzzles with them, took on to running content that gives me very little but works as an excellent new player recruitment tool, experienced major fights, seen my guild change guild leaders and its name, made some angry forum posts, experienced excitement for a new expansion, experienced my own misgivings with it, and the ride just keeps on going. And then one day, when I step away, just like I did with MMOs before, it is the times when I took the time to be a veteran that I will remember, and not the times when I saw the sights as a tourist and left. Thank you for watching, and thank you to my lovely Patreons for supporting this channel. Majority of the channel's focus right now is retro gaming and occult stuff, so if you're interested in either one of those categories, stick around. Otherwise, do tell me about your personal MMO experiences and your opinions on the topic. This channel is small enough that unless videos receive a bit too much attention, I'm normally able to read all the comments and respond to most. And hopefully, we do get to meet each other, either in an MMO or in the comment section, or either one way that internet strangers can pass one another into this vast digital space. And I wish you all the best. Hopefully I'll get to meet you on my other videos. If not, then see you around, possible internet friend or internet enemy or any kind of other interesting relationship dynamics that you can have with people that you live too far away to ever have seen face to face. Toodaloo.